Good evening. Hope you guys are doing really well. Banknifty seems to go up and up and up every single day, and it's quite expected. But what people are not expecting is this pattern. Let me just show you over here. At this point, 38,410. This resistance did act as a really good one previously, and you can see that the market did go down quite substantially after hitting this resistance. So you can say that it had been a good resistance at that time, and after that this resistance served as a really good support. When the market had gone up, it came down and bounced all the way over here and went up. But this time what we have observed is that the market did not respect this resistance right over here at 38,424, and the market is not obliged to respect all the resistance at all the time. So you have to be really careful. Now what we can expect over here is that the market can go up to this level, which you can see on the daily time frame, and we can expect some amount of retracement. And plus tomorrow is expiry, so I want you to be extremely careful. Sorry, 39,085 level. So you can draw this level. This level can serve as a good resistance, although the market is looking like it would be opening with a minor gap up. As you can see that SGX is already plunging towards 18,300, but that doesn't mean that Bank Nifty would be supporting the same movement. Today what has happened is a very volatile movement took place, and I don't think any of the option buyers would have made any money today. If you are an option seller, it's a really good market to make a handsome amount of money by either selling both out of the money or at the money, call and put, and you would have made a really good amount. As the market was in a range, the market has started somewhere at around 38,650 levels, and it ended near about to that level, 38,687. So not much of a movement, but tomorrow we can expect a really good momentum. And next thing which I can see is that there's a really nice trend line, although it's not again necessary that the market would be respecting this trend line. I have tried to draw it as perfectly as possible. You can see that it did bounce off this trend line a number of times over here, but over here we can see that it has given a breakdown, but the breakdown did take place in a very false manner. So I would not consider this as a good breakdown. I would consider this as a false breakdown. And let's see tomorrow what happens. Second of all, you can see that the market is continuously making gaps. There's a gap over here which is not filled, and this gap is round about 150 plus points over here. This is one of the gaps which I can see. Next gap which you can see over here is this one. So it's making a gap and it's not filling these gaps because the market is in a bullish momentum. You can see over here it's trying to make these gaps, and rarely the market is filling up these gaps on a downside, but on an upside it tends to just gap up every single day. So we can expect these type of momentum, although there can be a good amount of retracement again, as I said, at this point, and we should be extremely careful. Tomorrow is expiry. I would recommend let's see what the morning sentiment is, and accordingly we can plan our trade. Or if there is not such a really good indication of how the market would be going or in which direction the market can go, then I would recommend please wait till the end of the day, then you can go for a really nice trade. Second of all, let's go on to Nifty right now. Nifty, I can see a really good support again, resistance at 18,267, and this will serve as a good resistance. And some people might be thinking from where I got this level. So if you go back all the way to this point, This is where I have drawn the resistance, and sometimes they turn out to be really good, as you have seen in the Telegram channel, and it has been respected quite nicely. So I am expecting it to be again respected nicely over here. Although if it opens with a huge gap up, say around about over here, if it opens, then it can serve as a good support also to go up. And let me show you one more interesting thing in Nifty right now, which is taking place. So as you can see, guys, Nifty is making a huge amount of gaps while opening. In the morning itself today, the gap was even higher than Bank Nifty. The gap consisted of round about 67 points, that is more than 0.3%, 38%, and that's a huge gap again, which is not filled, and it took a bounce from that point itself. Okay, round about that point itself. Then if you go behind, then we can also see that Nifty had previously also opened with a gap up, did not fill the gap, and even this gap over here consisted of round about 54 points, that's 30% in the spot chart. So it's tending to make a huge amount of gaps, not filling them. This is the only gap which got filled downwards. So the gap, in case of a gap down, is getting easily filled up. As you can see, that day it was a huge gap down. The gap down was around about 117 points, and then it again plummeted. And there is one mistake which people do make. Once there's a gap down, they try to buy in the gap and expect the market will fill up the gap right away, but that does not happen always. So the market does fill up the gap, but after making a nice pattern. As you can see, you can call it around about an inverted head and shoulder pattern. Okay, and when it had given a break out, it did go up, then it went down. It didn't bounce from this point, it bounced from this point, which was a good support, and then it finally went up. It did show some amount of volatility over here, but eventually Nifty is creating the gaps in the upward direction, and if there is a gap down, it's trying to fill up the gaps. Alright, so we need to be very careful while the Nifty is opening with a gap down, and if we want to take a contra trade, then we can wait for the good amount of price action, or in case of an expiry, we know that the options would be going down substantially, and I'm expecting a good momentum tomorrow, and plus we are having a weekly expiry. So let's see how the momentum take place, either up or down. I'll be informing that on the Telegram channel. Okay, so now getting on to one more interesting thing which is taking place right now in the markets, and Bitcoin. I believe many people are invested into it, many people are thinking of investing into it, and it is a really nice asset class. So previously Bitcoin had given a false breakdown right over here at this point, and many people did detect this. Many people got stuck at this point, and they had shorted the market right over here and expected the market to go down, but it did not go down. It bounced off at this point. So now what you can do is that if you are looking to invest in a high risky asset, and if you have a surplus amount of capital, you can aim for a good target in Bitcoin, because it has shown that it won't go down that easily, and it's taking a support at this point right over here, and this is the level 40,997, which is serving to be a really good support for Bitcoin. So it has given a breakout over here, and as we speak the markets are already going up, and the next target which can be a good target in Bitcoin, if you are looking for a weekly target, is 45,777 95, sorry, 45,000 630. That can be a good target in Bitcoin also. So let's see how the market goes. I wish you all the best for tomorrow's expiry. Trade with low amount of quantities. Wait for a good pattern to trade, and let's see how the market sentiment plays out in the morning. Whether we are taking a bull trade or the bear trade, we would be I would be informing you in the Telegram channel, so definitely join in. The link is there in the description. Okay, so I'll meet you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.